Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's quick video, I just wanted to show the process of quickly customizing your UI, and not just the brushes that are built into zBrush, but also something external. And I'll give you an example. So for example, if you are interested in customizing your UI, so a lot of times I get comments about UI specifically in zBrush, and it's a very simple process. All you need to do is just go to Preferences, you go to Configuration, and you just say Enable Customize. As soon as that happens, you can now move things around. So for example, if I wanted to move one of my brushes down, I can just simply hold down Control and Alt, and I can move it around to any space I want, right? If I wanted to move anything on my UI here, I could do that, and you can see that it's allowing me because I'm in the edit mode, right? If I wanted to drag a brush, a specific brush that I use a lot, onto my UI, for example, let's say I want to get something like, well, let's see, how about a snake brush? So I'm going to press S, and if I go to my snake hook brush, you can see that is right here. How do I get this brush over to my UI? Well, the easiest thing to do is just to drag your entire brushes over to the left panel so it doesn't go away when you stop hovering over it. So I don't currently see it in my list of selected brushes, right? So what I need to do is I go to Brush, I press S, I click on it, right? And then I say OK. And then you can see that it's being selected. And now the cool thing about this is that in my panel on the left, the brushes has the icon, right? Which means I can hold on Control and Alt, and I can just grab it and I can place it anywhere I would like. So for example, let's say I want to use it a little more often, I'm going to put it right here, right? That would be the process of moving things into your UI if it's already part of zBrush. But what happens if you shut zBrush down and you come back, right? So that is really important to understand. And so for that, you can't just simply turn this enable off and then hope that it's going to be there next time. What you need to do is you need to save your UI. So I'm going to jump out of the edit mode. I'm going to save my UI. So I'm going to give it a name. So maybe in my case, it could be something like Ellen 2024, right? I'm going to say save. And it says the UI configuration file has been saved. I'm going to say OK. OK, great. So now if I say store, right? If I say store and say OK, next time I start zBrush, this brush is going to be here. And the reason it's going to be here is because once again, it's part of the zBrush's catalog, right? So it's kind of built in. But what happens if something is external? So for that, let me show you an example. So a while ago, I made this tutorial about fur, right? If I click on it, you can see that in here, I actually give out a link to Pablo, right? And Pablo is giving out these brushes. So if I click on it, I can go to Resources, I can go to Sculpting Brushes, and here you have some beautiful brushes that are given away, right? There's the folds brush, there's the fur brush. And so how do I get this fur brush? Let's say I want to start using it a little bit more often, right? How do I get this brush onto my UI? So what I need to do is I need to download anything that I like. So in this case, I'll download these three. All right, so once I download my brushes, you can see them right here in my downloads folder. Now, what I need to do, the next step is going to be, I need to take these brushes and I need to put them inside the ZBrush folder, ZBrush startup folder. So ZBrush knows to load them and it knows where they are, right? So for that, what I need to do is I need to go to my, I'm on the Mac, but it's similar. It's pretty much the same on Windows as well. You want to find your programs or applications, and you want to go into your ZBrush folder, and in there you will see something called Z Startup, right? Once you find Z Startup, what you need to do is you need to go inside Brush Presets. So I'm going to double click on that. And in my case, I have a bunch of things in here that I'm already preloading, right? But let's say, you know, if you haven't done this, yours is probably going to be empty, or maybe you'll have one in there, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these brushes, the fur brushes, I'm going to simply drag them into my Z Startup brush presets. So I'm going to drop it in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close everything down and restart ZBrush. All right, very nice. Once I open ZBrush back up, what I can do is I can, for example, let me activate my menu by just clicking on anything. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to brushes. I'm going to see if my fur brushes have been loaded, and they are. So by default, when I start ZBrush, I can see that these 3 that I just downloaded are now loading with the rest of them, right? Very cool. But now I want to add them to my UI. So what do? Well, I'm going to click on each one very quickly. Once I did, you can see that they have been added to my brush panel on the left, right? And just like before, I can go to preferences, I can go to configuration, I can say enable customize, and now I have to figure out where I want to place them. Let's say I have some room over here, right? I'm going to grab this one and do Control Alt and just simply drag it. Let's put them here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag all 3, right? Let's say I want them every single time. Okay. So now if I click on one, there it is, right? It's ready to go. And it's pretty much pure awesomeness, right? So now what I need to do is I need to go to preferences. I want to turn off enable. I'm going to say save UI, right? So I have the file for next time. And also, of course, I can transfer this file to some other computer if you have ZBrush on multiple computers. But if you do that and you have custom brushes, you also want to copy that brush presets folder as well, right? So I'm going to say save. I'm going to say replace. Fantastic. And I'm going to say store. All right, so now every single time I restart my ZBrush, I'm going to have these 3 brushes as part of the UI. So maybe this helped somebody out, and thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in our next one.